Good afternoon. I believe Iowa's greatest natural resource isn't beneath our feet. It's sitting in our classrooms, laboratories, studios, and innovation centers. It's our students. Because entrepreneurship isn't simply about building companies, it's about building people. People who recognize opportunities where others see obstacles, that solve meaningful problems and create value, who also have the courage to act. Over the past 3 decades, I've had the privilege of working at the intersection of entrepreneurship, innovation, and higher education before it was cool. I've served in leadership and faculty roles at multiple private liberal arts institutions in Iowa, at Iowa State, and at minority-established institutions across the country. I've hit all 3 of them. Before joining Morningside, I served as the director of the Papa John and Buchanan Centers for Entrepreneurship at Drake University, and 2 of my past colleagues are here. I currently serve as the director of the Larry and Joan Arnold Center for Entrepreneurship and Economic Development, and I'm currently the department head of the Rosen School of Business. I came to Morningside with the vision of building an entrepreneurship and economic development center inspired by the Papa John model. If you notice, the western side of Iowa does not have one. One that connects students, businesses, and communities while strengthening entrepreneurship and innovation across Northwest Iowa and the state. And that is what we're doing. Along the way, I've also had the privilege of reviewing many of our nation's competitive federal investments as a proposal reviewer in entrepreneurship, innovation, workforce development, economic development, and research in STEM, including medical. Evaluating these highly competitive investments has taught me something important. The submissions that consistently succeed aren't always the largest or best funded or from the top universities. They're the ones that intentionally develop entrepreneurial cultures where curiosity is encouraged, collaboration is expected, and innovation becomes part of who they are. That brings me back to Iowa. My husband's told me to stick to the script, so that's what I'm doing. When we talk about Iowa's entrepreneurial ecosystem, we often mention incubators, entrepreneurship centers, accelerators, investors, businesses, the regents, and economic development organizations, but with a siloed undertone. These centers of entrepreneurship and innovation are essential, but what is not often mentioned are the private liberal art institutions within our state. One of Iowa's greatest strategic advantages, uniquely positioned to serve as innovation anchors in the communities they call home. An innovation anchor is more than an educational institution. It is a trusted community partner that develops and educates entrepreneurial talent, connects students with industry, embraces emerging technologies, accelerates new ideas, and helps solve the challenges that matter most to its region. Take a moment. If you were raised in Iowa, identify the private institution closest to your hometown. You would be surprised that nearly all of them have entrepreneurship and are embedding innovation into their culture. Just like our region counterparts, we educate entrepreneurs as well as engineers, nurses, teachers, artists, scientists, business leaders, nonprofit executives, healthcare professionals, and civic leaders. But a liberal arts education is laser-focused on developing critical thinking, communication, creativity, ethical leadership, and the ability to connect ideas across disciplines needed for advancing our students in a very competitive and changing employment market. Ironically, they are also the qualities of an entrepreneur or intrapreneur. At Morningside, we're embracing that responsibility through Morningside Emotion. One example is that we're expanding our artificial intelligence program across business and computer science and leveraging this liberal arts education background as AI is transforming every industry. One outcome for our region is the opportunity for our students to work with community entrepreneurs and small businesses to build AI tools that increase efficiency and effectiveness. Now imagine if every one of Iowa's private liberal arts institutions had the support and recognition that is often given to the more visible institutions. Imagine those innovation anchors working alongside our regent universities, community colleges, businesses, entrepreneurs, investors, and economic development organizations, not as separate parts, but as one connected entrepreneurial ecosystem. Not competing for opportunities or funding or recognition, but creating them together. I'll leave you with a couple thoughts. First, Iowa already has the talent, institutions, and organizations to become a national leader in entrepreneurship and innovation education. Our greatest opportunity isn't building more programs. It lies in connecting the extraordinary assets we already have into stronger, more intentional ecosystem. And the future of Iowa's economy won't be built by one type of institution or organization. It will be built through a strong collaboration of the players just highlighted, each contributing their unique strengths through a unified approach that places Iowa's success above individual success. It can happen through many different opportunities. One of them, though, is that we establish an entity that operates independently of any institution, with the sole focus on supporting the collaboration needed to share resources, opportunity, and the list goes on. So when all of us place entrepreneurship and innovation education above our own individual success, there is no limit to what we can accomplish together. That's the idea, that's the Iowa I know we're capable of building. Thank you.